Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
And it's not easy to be me. Moving forward with Supergirl, starting with number 36, Kate Perkins, a female writer, takes over Supergirl along with Mike Johnson. And I think this is going to be good because a female perspective with a female character might make Kara a little more relatable, a little more likable. I haven't really loved what they've done with the character since the New 52. She's very, I don't know, yelly and angry all the time. She's always pushing Clark away. I do like how they brought Clark in the beginning part of this story, but I also think it was maybe just fan service to have him there because of people like me saying that Clark should be more involved in her life. He should care more. Superman would care, and I think that's less a fault of the character of Superman and more a fault of the writers who are trying to keep everybody in their separate stories and having each character be the hero of their own book without necessarily being that influenced by other characters, but I think Clark should be more involved in her life. Though my favorite part of the story was the inclusion of the individual wearing the red on black S-type t-shirt at the end of the book. And without giving too much away, I think the credit Superboy created by Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel at the beginning might be the giveaway you're looking for. I like that we're seeing this. I like that this is happening, and it looks like a whole new direction for that character as well. So hopefully he'll become an important member of the Superman family books, even if he doesn't have his own title. The Superman Wonder Woman book I'm enjoying. I do like the dynamic of the relationship between the world's greatest hero and the Amazon princess. And I even though it does seem like in almost every panel they're showing us over and over again why Clark and Diana wouldn't be able to make it as a couple. She totally doesn't understand him. She doesn't really support what he stands for or what he loves, and he just accepts everything, and he's very willing to compromise, and she's just not. And that's, I think, part of her warrior nature, although I love both characters, and I think it's funny the way they interact together. And in this story, she does say at one point, if it makes you happy, Clark, that's all I'm interested in. So maybe she's learning, or maybe she really has kind of changed a little bit. We'll see how that goes. The story was interesting, and we, of course, have the appearance of this weird Wonder Star character at the end, who some people I've talked to are supposing that this might be a certain character from the future who may or may not have parentage of the famous and superpowered Persuasion. We'll see how that goes. I've already made clear how unhappy I am with the Superman book. Jeff Johns is a great writer. I love his dialogue. I love his story idea, but I just cannot get behind the artwork, and it's really sloppy, really bad, seems really rushed, and maybe that was part of the problem with Superman Unchained. They just wanted it to be beautiful, and they just couldn't keep up with the schedule they set for themselves. Action Comics is interesting, but Lana Lang has really changed as a character, and she's really annoying me with her "get away from me, Clark, you killed my parents" routine. I wish they hadn't done that, because now she has to blame Superman, even though it wasn't really his fault. He was doing his best, as he always is, and they ended up killed, with a lot of people who were killed in Smallville and other places in the world when that whole War and Doom storyline was going on. Meanwhile, Superman was trying to win and save the entire planet. He can't be there for everyone all the time. I kind of like the relationship between Lana and John Henry Irons, but I did love John Henry when he was a modest construction worker who loved Superman because he has saved his life, and the New 52 has changed all that. So, I don't know, the state of comics isn't flooring me at the moment. In the 90s, when I got into it with Death of Superman, I was very passionate about it. I loved it a lot, and I enjoyed the stories. Not all of them. Some were clunkers. But now it's, I don't know, everything's dark and dreary, and everything's got to be ominous and all the time. I don't know. But that's the way I feel, and I'm going to keep reading them for you guys and for the radio show, and I like a lot of the art, and I do love the characters. So hopefully it gets better with these new creative teams. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky. Da-da, boom, boom, da, ba.